Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. Today the topic is how to unleash your healing powers. Now I'm really excited to talk to you today about how to become a healer. I know there's a lot of people out there that know they've got healing gifts, but there's certain obstacles in their life that are stopping them from knowing how to access their healing powers and create a successful life as a healer. So one of the main things I want to talk about today is the key secret to how you can overcome your obstacles and become a successful healer. So that will enable you to be free to enjoy a fulfilled, meaningful life. To get out of the survival mode that you might be current in and to free yourself up to create a life which you really enjoy using your healing powers. So what we're going to start off with is by talking about why you desire to be a healer. Now you notice with your worksheet, there's gaps there you can fill out. So the first part of this workshop, this is under point 1, right? So you can answer your points there. So why do you desire to be a healer? So let's look at these questions. Why is being a healer important to you? Why do you feel you've got a calling to be a healer? If you became a healer, how do you think that would change your life? In other words, what benefits will it give you to improve your life, to transform your life from where you're currently at? How would it make you feel if you did become a healer? So I want you to imagine that. If you were a successful healer out there helping people, I want you to imagine what that would be like and how that would make you feel. Excited, joyful, fulfilled, inspired. And related to this, of course, is how do you wish to make a difference in the world? So if you're out there as a healer, how would you make a difference in the world? Helping people feel more powerful with their voice, helping people know how to overcome narcissistic people, helping people know how to overcome addictions. And of course, given the current problems in the world right now, and the world going through a major change, really important for people to become healers and make a difference to the world. So write those points down under number 1 on your worksheet. Okay, so you might have this dream to be a healer, but if you're not already a healer out there successfully, there must be something that's stopping you achieving this healer dream. So this is what we're going to talk about now. So are you feeling scared, anxious and frustrated for some of these reasons, which is stopping you becoming a healer? Do you lack clarity on your direction as a healer? Like you know that you've got healing abilities, healing gifts, like you're very empathic, you're very intuitive, you can feel energy, know what's going on for people, you attract people into your space for help, but you're not really quite sure how to actually move forward as a healer, how to use these abilities. Or do you not have the confidence to know how to use your healing gifts in your life? You might have low self-esteem or you don't feel good enough. Are you constantly drained by others, feeling disempowered? I find this is a common issue for a lot of healers because, their empaths are very sensitive and therefore they get affected by other people's energy, which disempowers them and stops them wanting to go out there and help people. Are you unsure how to actually create a healing business? In other words, you've got healing powers, but you're not really quite sure how to turn that into a successful business so that, you're always going back into a job, working a job that you don't like. So these negative perceptions that we talked about above are going to cause great suffering in your life and possibly the death of your dream lifestyle as a healer and remain stuck in an unfulfilling, unhealthy lifestyle, which is probably where a lot of you might be right now, in that you're not really following your dream and purpose as a healer because you're not really quite sure how to get there, out there, and you've got these issues. Well, the important thing I'm going to help you identify today is that underlying these obstacles and challenges is a core issue you have not resolved. And this core issue is what stops a lot of healers, and a lot of people aren't actually aware of this issue. So what is the core issue that stops people being successful healers? This is what I've discovered working in the healing industry for over 25 years and helping people from over 50 countries. Most people have abandoned themselves. And why have they abandoned themselves? Well, they've abandoned themselves, which has caused them holding on to limiting beliefs of low self-worth. So this self-abandonment quite often comes from childhood, as indicated in this picture here, where they might have been told they're not good enough, or they're worthless, or they're stupid, or to shut up, right? And therefore they feel they're not good enough, and they have these false beliefs about themselves that I'm not good enough, I can't do this, I can't help people. So by doing this, what people have done is they've really abandoned from who they really are and really abandoned from their life purpose. So people therefore have disconnected from their natural healing gifts, and therefore they're not really quite sure how to reconnect to these healing gifts to actually feel worthy as a healer. I find this is the biggest issue that stops people being successful healers, and certainly an issue that you need to address if you want to become successful. So given this, are you trying to become a healer the hard way? And what do I mean by that? Because you're feeling inadequate from unresolved wounds from what I just talked about, you're seeking self-worth externally and learning long, detailed healing modalities, which require much time, effort, and money. What I've discovered is, a lot of people try and become healers by learning particular healing techniques like Reiki or kinesiology or Bowen or massage, but they still haven't created a successful healing business. And the reason is because they haven't understood themselves as a healer. And therefore, what they're really doing is they're looking for self-worth externally, even though inside they don't feel good enough. And if you don't feel good enough, it doesn't matter how many healing techniques you use, you don't feel good enough to go out there and become a successful healer. Second way to do it hard is quite often people try to do it themselves. They go, oh yeah, I'm a healer, I can go out and do it. So they're trying to do it without expert guidance and support. That really is the hard way. So what you do is you procrastinate. And how am I going to become a healer? You think about it, you worry about it, you become restless and agitated because you're still not out there. What I've discovered is, if you want to become successful in life, learn from experts who've already done it. If you look at the Olympics, most of those people who are in the Olympics have got coaches who have done it before. They've won medals, they've been successful at the Olympics. They know what works and what doesn't work. Expert guidance is what makes it a lot easier for you. A lot of people struggle to create sufficient clients. A lot of people are trying to make a successful business one-on-one. Now this is the hard way, and I'm going to talk today about an easier way to create a business rather than relying one-on-one. Especially in the lockdowns, there's been a lot of lockdowns in the last couple of years, which obviously prevented you from even doing one-on-ones. But that is the hard way. But the great news for you, there's no need to spend lots of time and money learning detailed healing modalities or trying to do it yourself and still feeling inadequate to help people one-on-one without earning sufficient income. See, because people haven't dealt with these underlying issues of self-worth and feeling inadequate, and they've thought, oh, if I learn healing modalities, I'll be successful. But what I've discovered is most of the people don't earn sufficient income, so therefore they're in survival mode. But the great news is, it doesn't have to be this way. You can be your own hero. I like that picture because Superman was one of my heroes as a kid. So what if there was an amazing opportunity for you in your current adversity, right? You probably think, oh my God, how do I do this? How do I move forward as a healer? So what I'm going to help you do today is, I'm going to help you discover the big secret to how you can feel worthy as a healer and be fulfilled enjoying helping others. Yeah, does that excite you? So how would you feel if you had the confidence to heal yourself and others from ailments you had, like, rejection, abuse, low self-worth, addictions, whatever it is? Knowing how to specifically help others using your intuitive healing abilities in as little as 3 months. Yeah, would that excite you? In other words, helping people going through issues that you went through and know were painful for you, and knowing that you could actually help people with similar issues? And would you love to create a thriving healing business from your healing services in as little as 6 months? Which means that you can live your passion full time, be excited and fulfilled, rather than being in a job that you don't like, right? And maybe having to deal with toxic, narcissistic bosses. You got clarity of your direction in life with a meaningful purpose because you know how to help people. And knowing that you can regain control of your life with earning more than $100,000 a year, working less than 20 hours a week, and enjoying freedom of quality time. Having time to spend with loved ones and having time to do the things that really inspire you. Then the crazy lifestyle that a lot of people work, 50 to 70 hours a week, being really busy, working toxic work environments, and not having the time to do things they really like. Yeah? Would you love to have a healing business to give you this freedom, regain control of your life? Well, guess what? You're in the right place. So the great news, nothing for sale today. And if you stay until the end of this webinar today, then I have a special $497 gift for you that's going to help you personally clear your obstacles to become a successful healer. And what I also will do in this empowerment call for you, right, is I'm going to give you 3 key steps you have to take to get to Healer Paradise. And all this is for free. And I'll talk more details about what this gift is towards the end of this webinar. Just hang on for that. But first of all, I'm going to do some training for you. So who is this training for? Well, this training is for empaths who have a deep passion to help others heal with their gifts, but lack the clarity, confidence, and know-how to make it happen. Yeah, does that sound like you? But inside, they know they have something special to give. They know they have healing powers. They know they have a calling to be a healer. They're just not quite sure how to make it happen. And also for people who really are keen to overcome their current obstacles now, the ones I've talked about, and feel worthy by accessing your healing abilities to help people heal holistically and to regain control of your life. With a thriving healing business, having high value clients, paying you $3,000 or more in as little as 6 months so that you can create a lot of abundance and live a paradise lifestyle, making a meaningful contribution to society. If that's you, keep on in this training. Well, who's this training not for? Just to make it clarified so I'm not wasting your time. If you're content working hard in a job to feel safe, this webinar training is not for you. If you're not ready to discover how to use your inner healing abilities, also not for you. If helping people heal themselves to reduce the world's current suffering, and we know that's a lot, if that's not your number one calling right now, then this is not for you. What I'm about to share for you is not for you. So just a little bit about me and why I is providing this training today. So why do I have a passion to help train healers? Well, the reason is I struggled to become a healer, which caused me many frustrations. I had a lot of low self-worth in my life from not fitting into the world, even though I knew deep inside I had magical healing gifts and could help others. I could really feel people's energy. I'm very intuitive. I know what's going on for them. But I had low self-worth because I had narcissistic controlling people around me when I was younger. And I didn't feel that I fitted into the world. Even though, when I started learning healing, I did a lot of healing modalities, but I still wasn't a successful healer because I lacked the clarity and confidence to help heal other people. So what I'm really keen to do is to help others overcome their struggles to be a healer by making it quicker, easier, cheaper, and less painful than what I went through. So in other words, what I'm really excited about is sharing what I learned in my journey to become a healer so it becomes easier for you. Now, I don't know if this relates to you. Let's see. So here's why you need to know what I know. I've got over 25 years experience helping heal people from over 50 countries with a whole range of ailments like low self-worth, addictions, poor immune systems, bad backs, emotional issues like anxiety, So with this experience, I've trained from prominent healers around the world. I've worked with Indigenous elders in Australia. I've worked with Maori elders in New Zealand. I've worked with shamans from Norway, from North American Indians, from shamans in the Amazon jungle. I actually lived in the Amazon jungle for 3 years and worked with the shamans there. An amazing experience. So, this has given me a lot of experience in different ways of looking at healing. So I worked in international healing centres, which has enabled me to work with a whole range of people with all different ailments and ages. So it's really given me a lot of experience and exposure how to help people. And now what I've done, I've shared this in 5 international books, which I've written on healing. So, with all this experience, what I've discovered is what works and doesn't work as a healer. And what I like to do is expose the many myths there are about healing and being a healer. For instance, one I've already talked about, and that is by learning healing modalities, you're going to be a healer. Now, I've discovered that doesn't make you a healer. So what I've developed is the world's only healer program that empowers people to intuitively help others heal quickly from any illness symptom using their magical healing powers with a fast proven healing system, sometimes in as little as 30 minutes. This is proven with some of my students. As an example, I've just got a student who's now out there doing healing. She's never done healing before. And I listened to a couple of her sessions. And in 30 minutes, she made major changes in people's lives, including a person who had a bad back and pain in their back. And at the end of the session in 30 minutes, she actually said, I've got no pain in my back. Isn't that exciting? Wouldn't you like to be able to help people that way? It is possible. And it's not only for me, about knowing how to be a healer. It's also about how to create an online business in healing with your own healing course so that you can access the world market and create that lifestyle that suits you. So let me tell you about the easy way to become a healer. How the following people being able to feel worthy, helping others heal using their healing powers, abilities within a few months without worrying whether they're good enough. Let me refer to a couple of people of how they were able to feel worthy, helping other people with their abilities quickly without worrying whether they're good enough. So here's a couple of my graduates. Here's Rob, who worked with shamans in the Amazon jungle. Paul's mentoring has really opened up my natural abilities specific to me, which enabled me to create a healing business. This is due to removing a lot of the self-worth issues I had about myself and able to share my healing gifts in the world with confidence. Well done, Rob, being over there in Brazil, helping the shamans there, and exciting to know that you can do that. Sasha is from Melbourne, little angel, you can see there. Paul opened me up to my healing abilities by connecting me deeply to my essence. So feeling worthy as a healer using my abilities, no longer feeling trapped in the toxic corporate world, which was making me feel anxious and depressed. So now she feels empowered to help other women leave the corporate world to follow their dream. So, when I met Sasha, she was quite anxious. She was working a very toxic job in an office. And what I helped her understand is that she was in that experience to help other women leave the corporate world, and has now created her own tarot cards called The Conscious Corporate Actress and writing a book on that. So exciting, Sasha, moving forward as a healer, helping people around the world. So just before I come and do the training, just a clarification. The results here that I talk about today are not typical because I don't know you, your circumstances, or how well you can implement what I teach. Most people don't even get around to doing what I teach. So any results I talk about in this presentation are not typical. It takes effort, persistence, practice, and patience for things to work out. So in no way promising as to what you can make out of what I'm teaching you today. The outcomes you achieve from this program are the responsibility based on your commitment and ability to follow the proven systems that I talk about. Okay, so let's now start off with the training. So now I'm going to show you how you can overcome the 3 biggest obstacles that stops healers and keeps them stuck in unfulfilling lifestyles of suffering. And these obstacles come from because you haven't dealt with that underlying issue of not feeling worthy because you've abandoned yourself from trauma you had as a child, quite often, and therefore, you've got false beliefs about yourself that you're not good enough and you can't do it. So, because you haven't dealt with that, it creates these obstacles. So if you can overcome these three obstacles, it's going to help you feel worthy as a healer so that you can unleash your healing powers to the world. So what are these three biggest obstacles that I find that people have? Well, the first one is a lack of confidence as a healer. What I mean by that? Well, I'm going to help you find the secret to how to feel worthy as a healer is through clarity of how to use your healing abilities to help others. Yeah? That's how I'm going to talk about today. Once you know how you can help people, that gives you the confidence and clarity that you can be a healer. Secondly, so I'm just going to briefly introduce these and then we're going to talk about each in detail. So the second big obstacle that I find that for people wanting to become healers is they get affected by others. They don't know how to master their energy, so they feel strained, stressed, and disempowered by others. Especially a lot of round of negative energy, and there's been a lot of that negative energy recently with what's all going on in the world. The third biggest obstacle people have is they're really unsure how to create a business. They know they've got healing powers, but they don't really know how to move forward to create a business. So what I'm going to talk about today is the 5 essential requirements you need to be able to build a thriving healing business. And I put these together in what I call the healer's jigsaw. So more details in a minute. So let me now teach you what I promised. So let's start off with the first obstacle, lack of confidence as a healer. And as I've indicated, the secret to confidence is to feel worthy as a healer is through clarity of how you specifically can help others heal with your abilities. So it's not about technique. If you know how you can help others with your abilities, this gives you confidence as a healer. So what I mean by that? Well, this is understanding your role as a healer. In other words, how you help people. I mean, do you help people with addictions? Or do you help people with having self-worth? Or do you help people know how to share their voice? Or you love helping kids? Or loving helping women who've been in narcissistic relationships? And therefore it's knowing how to use your healing powers that you've got, your gifts, in a particular way. Once you've got this gives you confidence and therefore overcome that core issue of low self-worth. So let me talk about a graduate here to help you explain this point. Now, this graduate, Anita, this is a powerful story of how to get clarity and confidence as a healer. Now, Anita was a sensitive lady who was frustrated being controlled by a dominating boss in a job that was not fulfilling her, working in an office. And so therefore she felt very disempowered and felt great anxiety every day going to work, just knowing how to deal with this dominating person. So what I did with Anita is help her understand her life journey, how that she discovered that she always had issues with dominating people, really start off with her father, and that her real issue was a low self-worth. That was the real underlying issue she had, which therefore allowed others to drain her. If you're in low self-worth, you're a bit like blood to a shark. You know what I mean? You attract sharks, right? And the sharks will come and get you. So, what I helped Anita do is help access her inner power to feel worthy and be empowered, which then got her to leave her toxic job and become a full-time healer. So what Anita discovered in this journey in my course is that she had these life experiences so that she could help other disempowered women who are affected by dominating people to access their inner power. A bit like that picture, you're looking at the powerful aspect of who you are. So this is what gave Anita clarity and confidence as a healer by understanding how she could help others. And for her, it was about how to get empowered as a woman so that you're not affected by dominating narcissistic men. So what is the key point I'm saying here? What is the key to reclaiming your confidence? So the main point I'm saying here is that confidence comes from knowing the true essence of who you are and why you're here on the planet. Because what I've found is most people have abandoned themselves to fit into the world, a bit like I talked about at the start, mainly from trauma when they're younger, to fit into the world. So what a lot of people do is sacrifice who they are to fit in the world, and therefore they've forgotten who their true essence the true essence of who they are as a person, as a soul, and why they're here. So how does this apply as a healer? Well, as a healer, this means going inside to really knowing the true essence of who you are. And the best way to do this is to really understand your life journey. Because what I feel is most people don't really understand the life journey, why they go through things. But what I'm going to say that what your life journey is gold. And I'm going to talk about this, the life journey, now. So you too can feel worthy as a healer. And here's the fun way that you can feel worthy understanding your life journey. So what I mean by understanding your life journey, a bit like Anita who had narcissistic controlling men in her life, right? This is knowing that what you've gone through in your life, your struggles of suffering, have prepared you to help others, right? I call it your SOS, struggles of suffering. So in other words, you go through experiences, you learn things, so you can help other people with similar issues that you went through. So you discover solutions to overcome your suffering. And this awareness, these gifts of awareness that you get from your solutions, help others people know how to transmit their suffering and healing. So this gives you clarity and confidence as a healer, as in you know how to help others with your inner wisdom and healing abilities. So as an example for Anita, she understood that she had narcissistic controlling men in her life, felt like being a disempowered woman, and therefore, she learnt from her life journey that she went through those experiences, so she could help other women who feel disempowered by being around narcissistic controlling men. And it feels exciting that you can learn from what you went through, and rather being self-pity, but actually understanding that you've learned something that you can help other people in the world. Powerful. So you can write that down, hopefully you've written down on your page what are the three biggest obstacles stopping people being a healer. And number one was a lack of confidence. So now I want to share with you the second biggest obstacle, and you can again write this under point 2 on your worksheet. How to overcome being affected by others. This is a big issue that stops a lot of healers. And what do I mean by this? Well, this is about knowing how to master your energy so you're not drained and stressed by others. So how can you do that? How can you master your energy so you're not affected by others? So let me tell you another interesting story from another graduate, Natalie Galzer, who was an international singer, and she won Australian Idol, I don't know, about 15 years ago. And when I met Natalie, Natalie was very affected with toxic things going on in the music industry, which reduced her self-confidence. And, most of you might be aware of what goes on in the music industry. There's a lot of drugs and there's a lot of narcissistic controlling managers who try and suck the money out of singers, right? Now, this really affected Natalie. So when Natalie came to me and did my healing course, Natalie really reclaimed her power and vitality by learning how to master her energy. So, she wasn't affected by these toxic people in the music industry. So this enabled her to be empowered with her voice to help people heal and no longer being affected by others. And this is reflected in her testimonial. Paul has brought out the best in me as a person and as a facilitator of healing. I feel more confident and I understand how to share my message with the world with much more clarity. He's transformed my life. He takes time to really care about the process before, during and after the healing classes. A total inspiration. I've learned how to connect to my true essence. How I said confidence really comes from connecting to who you really are. So therefore, what the outcome is for Natalie, Natalie designs powerful shamanic chanting meditations to reconnect people to their voice, to their soul essence, and help others access their voice to express themselves clearly. Isn't that exciting? So, she really learned how to be in her power as a woman, and therefore and that meant she was being affected by others and could be a healer. So the question is, how can you master your energy? And this might be indicated by the picture here. And one way I do this is an exercise I'm going to give you right now, which helps a lot of people. And I call this exercise your power animal, right? So this is a little visualization I'm going to get you to do, which you can go away with. So what I'd like you to do right now is to close your eyes, take a couple of deep breaths, just to relax. And now what you do is connect to an animal which you perceive as being powerful. It might be an eagle flying high, a tiger in the jungle, a dolphin in the ocean, or a butterfly, whatever it is. And I want you to connect to this animal in its natural environment. And really, as you connect to this animal, ask yourself this question: what are 3 characteristics of this animal that you see it is powerful? And as you connect to the energy of this animal and feel the power of this animal with these characteristics, I want you now to imagine that you're the animal. And as you imagine you being this animal, I want you to imagine how powerful you feel this energy in your body having these powerful features of this animal. So, it could be the vision of an owl, or the vision of an eagle, or just the sheer power of a bear. Allow yourself to enjoy this energy in your body, especially in your power chakra, in your stomach area. Okay, so open up your eyes. So what I'd like you to do now, under point 4 on your worksheet, is write down what your power animal is and the 3 features of your animal. And this is an exercise that you can go away and do with. And I can tell this has changed a lot of kids who used to get bullied at school, or it's helped change a lot of my clients who used to get bullied at work with narcissistic bosses. It actually changes their life. By feeling the power inside of you, it enables you to master your energy and not be affected by others. Okay, so let's move on to the third aspect of the training. So, and again, you can write this under point 2 on your worksheet, right? The 3 biggest obstacles. How to create a thriving healing business. Because what I found is a lot of people, even though they know they've got healing gifts, they don't really know how to create a business. And of course, if you don't know how to create a business, then you can't do healing full time, and you've got to be in survival mode, working in a job 40 hours a week, doing things you don't really like, and you feel frustrated and sad and angry. So what I'm going to share today with is what I've discovered as the 5 essential requirements you need to be a successful healer with your own healing business. And putting these 5 pieces together, I call this the healer's jigsaw. Because in a way, what I see is a lot of people are in pieces, right? And this is like putting yourself together again. A bit like Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall into pieces. No one can put him back together again. But what I'm telling you with the healer's jigsaw, this is a way you can put yourself together again as a healer and get out into the world and helping the world. So let's explain what this healer's jigsaw is, right? Here are the 5 key essentials to become a healer, and I'm going to briefly go around and talk about each of them. Now, as we talk about each of them, I'm going to get you to give you a score out of 100, and you can write this under point 5 on your worksheet. So the first one is understanding healing. Know what causes illness and what healing is. What I've discovered in training healers is a lot of people don't really understand what healing is, especially at the moment with a lot of things with being vaccinated and all those sort of stuff, is what actually causes illness, right? And what actually is healing. So there's a lot of confusion in the world. And if you don't understand what healing is at a holistic level, how can you really help people heal? So this is the important thing. So what I want you to do, give yourself a score. How much do you believe that you understand healing? What really causes illness? And therefore, what healing requires for people to become well? Put a score out of 100 on your worksheet. Okay, the second important thing, a bit I've talked about this today, is know your calling as a healer. And this is really about understanding how to use your healing powers. And obviously, as I talked about in the training so far, this is about if you really understand your life journey, if you really connect to your inner essence of who you are inside, if you understand your calling as a healer and how you specifically help people, that is the key to become a successful healer. It's not about technique. Techniques are useful, but it's all about, more importantly, understanding yourself as a healer. So again, give yourself a score out of 100 on your worksheet about how much you believe you know that. Third important point, which I've already talked about in the training, is mastering energy. So this is about being empowered to work with energy. Because obviously if you look at holistic medicine, Chinese medicine and Eastern medicine, it works a lot with energy, which is compared to like Western medicine, which just treats the body as physical. But if you work with healing at an energetic level, knowing how to feel energy, knowing how to connect to energy, and know how to shift it, knowing how to master your own energy, this enables you to be a healer. Right, so when I train my healers, I love to help them know how to work with energy and be a medical intuitive with energy. So how connected are you to mastering energy? Well, hopefully it's a bit higher after doing the power animal exercise. So again, give you a score out of 100 on your worksheet. Okay, the fourth aspect of becoming a successful healer is creating effective healing systems. And in other words, systems freaks a lot of people out, because they didn't like the home system or they didn't like the school system, and you mightn't like the political system at the moment, right? Or you might not like the health system. But what's really important is you've got to know how to create your own systems. I like the quote, if you don't create your own systems, you've got to live by other people's systems. So it's really important to become a successful healer with a business. You need to be able to create effective healing systems. Knowing how to take someone through a healing journey when they come to you, knowing how to market yourself properly, knowing how, for instance, to create a course online. These are all really, really important, which enables you to create that lifestyle of working 20 hours a week or less and creating a lot of abundance. So how much do you know that? And this is an issue that a lot of healers have, is they tend to have a low score on this. So at the moment, how good are your healing systems? Again, give you a score out of 100 on your worksheet. So the fifth point is a really important point, is personal healing. You've got to go through healing yourself, and going through your healing yourself helps you to know how to help others the same issues you've had. But it also enables you to be in the high vibration that you can bring through the divine consciousness to help others. So that's another really important part of healing and becoming a healer. And when I train my healers, I love to help them know how to move through their stuff with personal support. So therefore they know they can be in the vibration to help others. And also to learn from what they've gone through. So again, put on your worksheet, how well have you healed your wounded self to be in that high vibration, ready to be a healer? And now what you can do, you can work out a rough average out of 100, by just adding up those 5 and dividing by 5 to give yourself an average score out of 100. Now, when I do this with a lot of my students when they start, most of them start, 30 out of 100 is their average score. But what's most important is knowing that if you've got low score here, there's obviously help that you need to become a successful healer. So if you achieve these are the outcomes you're going to get. You're going to have clarity as a healer. You're going to have the confidence to help people. You're going to regain control of your life. You're going to have the vitality to be in the energy to help people. You're going to have clarity of direction as a healer. You're going to be able to create a meaningful life because you're making a major contribution to the world. Yeah, do those outcomes excite you? This is what you're looking for in your life as a healer? And of course, this then enables you to feel joy and excitement, to know that you're living a meaningful life, you've got clarity of who you are, and knowing that you can help people heal at a deep level. So now I promise you that I'll teach you 3 things today. How to feel confident as a healer, how to gain clarity in your role as a healer, and know how to use your healing abilities is about understanding your life journey. That gives you confidence as a healer. How to stop being affected by others? Well, I gave you the exercise to master your energy by using your power animal. Use that every day and I guarantee you'll feel different. Knowing how to build a highly successful healing business. And today I gave you the healing jigsaw, which gave you the 5 essential requirements you need to create a successful healing business. So how to overcome these 3 main things, which are the main obstacles people have because they haven't dealt with the underlying core issue of low self-worth. So how to do? Yeah, you feel you got some clarity on those and can help you move forward? Now here's the real opportunity that I see for you as an intuitive healer. Right now that if you want to be a healer, if you know how to get over your obstacles, the question is, well, what opportunity is there in the world to become a healer? Well, did you know how sick and unhappy people are and how ineffective our current medical system is? These are just some statistics to highlight that. 40% of people in the United States are obese, 20% are teenagers. My God. And of course, with obesity, that causes a lot of issues around diabetes, heart attacks, a lot of other things because they put your body under stress. 25% of Americans take many prescription pills a day, and most of those pills don't actually help you, and they have a lot of adverse side effects. An Australian survey indicated only 20% of people are happy in their job, right? Isn't it amazing? Like 80% of people work long hours to buy things they don't need. What a crazy world. That's why the world's going through a major change. Depression and mental illness is a widespread issue which is ineffectively dealt with many drugs. And of course, this has actually been a bigger issue with all the problems going on in the world in the last couple of years. Did you know that over 100,000 people die in the medical system each year in the United States from things they didn't even have before they went in? Oh my God. Did you know the third biggest killer in the United States is the medical system? That was actually written in the American Medical Journal. So what I'm saying here is there's a huge opportunity for you to make a major contribution as a holistic healer and earn lots of money, since the wellness industry is the second fastest growing industry in the world. IT is number one. So isn't that exciting? Given what's going on in the world, this is the second fastest growing industry. So there's obviously a lot of opportunities to become healers. So many people are unconscious, not really connected to their authentic selves, which have caused many dramatic issues in their life with health and other aspects. And I'm sure you're aware of that with the people around you. So, in the current health situation in the world, there are many people looking for solutions, how to keep healthy, how to keep alive, and how to create that passionate lifestyle they really like. For instance, a lot of people are getting sacked or leaving their jobs. So, they're looking at, my God, how do I actually create that? And they need healing around that. So you can utilize your isolation time. A lot of people have been locked down or they've got more time because they've lost their jobs. And you can use this time to invest in yourself and be an online healing coach, all from the comforts of your own home. That's what I love helping people do. So the question is, are you ready to take this life-enhancing journey to be a healer in this current environment where a lot of people need help, and so therefore they need a lot of healers? So the good news is, as I've talked about today, it's not about learning complex healing modalities and still feeling inadequate as a healer. What it's really about, which I've talked about today, is it's really about utilizing your inner healing abilities, your healing gifts, using a fast proven step-by-step system, from an expert that gives you guidance and support along the way. That's the key to becoming a healer. So what you really need to win as a healer is you need clarity and confidence. That's what I've talked about. It's not about technique, it's about understanding yourself as a healer. That gives you confidence as a healer. It's having the right systems, to take someone through a healing journey, to market yourself, to create a healing business. And to do all that, it's really important you need support to know how to do that, because most people don't know how to do that. So then the question is, what do I do now? Well, the way I look at it, you've got two choices. You can click away and forget everything I've just told you, which means that you're going to continue suffering your pains from being stuck behind your obstacles in an unfulfilling lifestyle. Yeah, the obstacles I talked about in the past, at the start. Having low confidence, low self-esteem, being in a job you don't like, right? Being affected by other people. Do you really want to continue suffering in that way? But if you really want things to be different, and you really want to regain control of your life with your own healing business by feeling worthy as a healer, using your inner healing abilities to help others, then this is how I can help you. Congratulations! Here now is the $479 gift I promised you at the start of the class. And this is a free 45-minute empowerment call. So what do I do in this empowerment call? Well, the purpose of this empowerment call is to help you know how you can overcome your biggest obstacles and move forward to be a successful healer. So it's really tailored specifically to what's going on in your life, your big challenges. And then what I do is I'm going to give you the key steps to healer paradise. I call it the stairway to healer paradise. Not the stairway to heaven, the stairway to healer paradise. And these key steps are what you must do, which are going to enable you to have the clarity, confidence, and systems to create a thriving healing business. All this in the 45-minute empowerment call. This way you'll be able to regain control of your life, being able to earn as much as $8,000 a month, over $100,000 a year in as little as 6 months, working less than 20 hours a week. Yeah, does that excite you? Without having to worry being trapped in an unfulfilling job in that survival mode that you might currently being in, having low self-worth and not having confidence, right? Not understanding how to move forward. Now, I offer this service because I'm an expert healer trainer who specializes in helping people reclaim their self-esteem by, accessing their inner healing abilities so they can facilitate healing of others and feel the joy and fulfillment of having a life of meaning and contribution. That's what I love doing. I'm a trainer. I won a National Teaching Award in Australia. I know a lot about teaching and training, and I know a lot about business, and also know a lot about healing. So what I'm doing, I'm an expert trainer to help people know how to access their abilities and create a successful lifestyle as a healer with your own business. Now, I've set aside some time in the next few days to speak to only 11 people only about how you can apply these ideas to your life starting now. Now, there's a good chance you have a challenge yourself to become a healer with the right expert help. And if you haven't got the right expert help, this is going to be hard for you and expensive because it's going to cause you many frustrations, and you're going to suffer from not feeling good enough, having to go to jobs that you don't like. Because the question is, can you do these things yourself? Can you obtain clarity of your life purpose as a healer? Really understand yourself as a healer? Do you know how to develop the confidence of how you can help people heal? Do you know how to master your energy to keep high vitality around other people? Do you know how to create the systems to have a thriving healing business? If you don't know how to do those things, and most people don't, the best way to do it is to get expert help so it happens quicker and in the right way. Now, if you find that my way of solving your problems is valuable to you, you might even wish to become a student. So the empowerment call is to help empower you to overcome your current obstacles so you can become an intuitive healer. Know the 3 essential steps you must take to create a thriving healing business. Now, I know your time is precious, so if you feel the call has not been valuable to you, then I'm going to immediately offer you a free online self-healing course to compensate you and we part as friends. Does that sound fair? So who is this empowerment call for? A bit like I talked about at the start. Empaths with a deep passion to help others heal with their gifts, but lack the clarity, confidence, and know-how to make it happen. However, they know inside they have something special to give, and they're really committed to overcome their obstacles now so they feel confident to access their healing abilities quickly, in 3 months. So they can help people heal at a very holistic level and to gain control of their life by being empowered to run their own healing business, earning as much as $8,000 a month within 6 months. Yeah? Does that sound like you? If you can say yes to all of this, then I'm happy to help you for free during a 45-minute empowerment call. If this sounds like you, then here's what to do next. You can schedule a call with me by simply clicking the link you see now on the right-hand side. Then afterwards, you'll see a form with a few questions about you and what you're looking to accomplish. When you answer these are going to give insights of how I can specifically help you in the call, so I can really tailor it to your particular situation. So in summary, on a 45-minute call, I'm going to help you know how to become a successful healer in 3 ways. Help you understand your 3 biggest challenges right now that are stopping you. Helping you receive solutions for these challenges and how you can overcome them. And to reveal the 3 essential steps you must take to reach your end goal of being a successful healer with your own thriving healing business. All you need to do is click on the button you see now. So just remember, we have a 48-hour window in the next few days, available for only 11 people. But if you're not ready for this golden opportunity, I wish you all the best. I appreciate your time with me today. I hope you found it valuable and look forward to talking to you in your empowerment call.